Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another round in this IIRL Season 11. I am back, 482, it is SOX, and yeah, it is just me again this week. Willow should be back with us next week, but it is the Italian Grand Prix round, the Temple of Speed, and we have got 10 lovely drivers for you tonight. Good evening, Jack. Thank you for requesting my onboard. We have got, speaking of, the championship leader Jack in the Aston Martin, that guy in the McLaren, Padge in the Aston Martin, Mink is in the Mercedes, Rela is in making an appearance in 82 in the Williams. Sun God is back again this week in his Haas Steely. The other title contender is in the Ferrari. Lean Show is back. He is third in the Drivers' Championship, a bit far away from Steely and Jack, but he is P8, Alex is P9, and Dton is P10. How are we all doing tonight, everyone? Welcome back. It is round 11 of this IRL season, so would originally have had, not including this round, 2 rounds left, which will be Japan and Belgium. However, because of the postponement, because of the postponement of the Hungarian Grand Prix, that is your season finale for 82 only, which will be in 3 weeks' time. In this shorter IRL season, it is going to be a 13 race season. Good evening, Alex. I hope you are very, very well, my friend. Jack is going to be the first to get us underway on a lap of the Monza. The Monza GP. Also, congratulations to the Riddler for subscribing for 36 months in a row. Thank you very, very much for the support. Of course, all the money brought in by subscribers does go back into the league. Jack starting sector 1 with a 26.2. We'll see how that compares with other times. I believe that is Lean Show going through. He's gone purple as of the people on track as well, but you know, that's about as reliable as you would expect. Dton, good evening, my friend. I hope you are very well. He's hoping to have the situation like Tuesday, as Jack has actually invalidated his lap. He invalidated his lap at Les Mode 2. That is not the start the championship leader would want going into these final races of the season. He does have a lead of currently 19 points. So we've got yellow flag in this, that is Lean Show who's invalidated. Apologies. And that means Mink will be the first driver to set a lap. Dton not hoping to have a situation like Tuesday with that start. Yeah, I mean, as we always say, the only way is up here. So always looking to improve. As Mink will be the first driver to come to the line to finish a lap. Of course, everyone else has invalidated. So 19 flat for Mink. It's a good start for his qualifying session. Steely is up next. He is, of course, your P2 driver in the Drivers' Championship, trying to catch his way up to Jack. He had a very unfortunate race last week in Singapore with strategies and the Singaporean weather unfortunately getting his way. But he starts off with a 19.2, so 2 tenths behind Mink. So Steely maybe struggled a bit on his lap. Rela with a great lap. He goes 4 tenths clear. Of course, Rela had a very, very good performance in both no assist and 81 on Tuesday and Thursday, respectively. Good evening, Padge. I hope you are very well, my friend, and I really hope you qualify tonight. Of course, Padge is running on a different type of software this week. He is running on what is called a pad, as Sun God starting a lap now. But Padge is running on a pad, so he is not expecting anything good of himself. But look, you can get in the top 10, Padge. That will help your constructors' hopes. The constructors, which we will go through in the 5-minute break as well, is not going to be decided today, but Aston Martin are leading the way, who is currently finishing a lap, it is going to be Alex. Alex is next to finish a lap. He's got loads of battery left to play with. And Alex goes P4 with a 19.7, so he's put himself 5 tenths off the back of Steely. As we always say, there's only room for improvement. Next up to the line, that is going to be Rela coming into a pit stop. Dton is on an out lap, and Sun God is going to be finishing his lap. So we'll see what Sun God can do. Jack saying he's so bad at this track, as Sun God did have a bit of a slide out of Lesmo 2, which caused him to invalidate this run. So big opportunity for Sun God to get some big points for Haas. Him and his teammate Lean Show looking to make his way up the constructors' borders. Have a look at what that guy is doing. He's done a 26 flat for the first sector, which I believe was 2 tenths faster than Mink, if I remember correctly. Jack saying he's so bad at this track. Jack, we haven't got a situation like last week where you said you're bad at Singapore, have we? And that guy's invalidated at the Ascari chicane. Not the start to qualifying for a lot of the drivers tonight. This track seeming to be a struggle for him, as Lean Show, I believe, starting a lap now, as Dton is going to be coming through the second Lesmo. Oh, Dton's round! Dton's in the wall! Oh! And Dton was just saying about hoping not have a situation like Tuesday with the start. He is going to be starting from the back of the grid. That is so unfortunate for Dton. Unfortunately, that was clipped to no end. It's 26-2 from Lean Show in the first sector. Padge is on an out lap. And so is his teammate. So Lean Show will be the next driver to cross the line. We'll see what Lean Show can do. He has some great performances this season. He got on the podium in China. So here's hoping for a step up the next step of the podium. But Lean Show coming to the line now. Dton, too much entry curb. At least it saves me extra set of softs. Yes, it does. Think of the positives. Of course, on Thursday's race, it was a very chaotic end to 81 as Lean Show goes P4, 3 tenths behind Steely. So Rela leading the way so far. That guy coming to the end of his lap, 19.099, with Mink having a 19.066. That's definitely not creepy in any way, shape, or form. Padge going through the Lesmo, second Lesmo now. He will be in a couple of seconds. Is Padge coming through the second DRS right now? But yeah, 81 was a very chaotic race. It ended with an essentially sprint to the end. Late race safety car came in on the last possible allocation. It was allowed to, so it came out on lap 20. Went in on lap 25 out of 27, and all hell broke loose. But Padge now not got a lot of battery left. Oh, he is going to be setting a 19.5, so it puts him just slightly off of Alex and Lean Show. Now, I think Padge will be very happy with that. Jack is on a run now, is that guy. That guy is not on a run. What about the two Haas cars? They might be doing some team slipstreaming. But it is going to be the Aston Martin of Jack who is going to be finishing that. This will be his first run of this qualifying session. P4 for Jack. Great start for Jack on his first valid run. For the championship leader, he is ahead of Steely by a very small margin, so nothing to be complained about. Mink coming to the end of his lap now. He improves by a tenth and a bit, which will put him 3 tenths behind Rela. That's a very, very good lap there, and he's probably got one more in him as well. Padge now coming up to the end of his lap, coming through the Parabolica. Let's see what Padge can do now. Padge is going to put himself into the pit lane. As Sun God now coming through the Sky Chicane, he's in the wall. That's a DNF from Sun God. Oh no. Oh, that is not good for the Haas team. I was talking about how the Haas team will be looking to make some big improvements going into this race, having both their drivers competing, but that is so unfortunate for Sun God. There's not a lot of practice being done, it seems. So Sun God, the only way is up. You can't improve. You can't go further back from the back row of the grid. As everyone now coming into the pit lane, even. There's not pit stops yet. Mink will also be coming into the pit lane. And that is Rela on an outlap. So we'll see what Rela can do. He is on provisional pole. Yeah, Dton, at least it's not just me. At least you don't have to be Mario Balotelli wearing the "It's Just Me" shirt. But Rela now coming into turn 1. Heavy braking zone. Lovely turn 2 there. Gets on the power very nicely. Running his battery down to as much as he can. 63%. A bit more, so it goes down to 55. And using a lot of flashing it. He's a 10.5 up on his previous best lap time, so it's a good start for Rela, looking to improve his way. And going through Lesmo 1, we'll see what he does. Gets on the curve very, very nicely. And through Lesmo 2, very nice. Gets on the curve just as much as you can. He's not using as much battery as you would expect someone to use down the back straight, but he is running in hot lap mode. He's not had a big improvement into Sector 2. I believe he's actually lost a bit of time on his Sector 1 counterpart. Going into the final corner at Parabolica, it is going to be... What is it going to be? It is going to be a improvement of 0.2. That's a great lap there for Rela, extending his lead at the top of the timing sheet. So that guy is now on an outlap as well. Let's see what that guy can produce. Of course, a great racer across all 3 tiers as well when he reserves in AT1. The only downside for that guy and any one of the drivers out there, they have got to 5, an absolute heap of time just to be able to catch up to Rela. You know, Rela putting in probably the time of the weekend. There's absolutely great lap there from Rela. That guy, though, will be looking to make his way up and improve any way he can. So that guy now running down his battery as much as he is willing to. The Aston Martin pulls onto the grass verge. That is Padge there coming out for what will be one of his final laps, depending when he comes back in. Going through the first sector of the track, it's a very small improvement there from that guy. I need to get the track back up. The TV crew have not given it to me, so I am going to be very upset with them, and they are going to be fired. Going through the Lesmos now, and down the back straight. It's a 10th improvement there from that guy. Not enough to be able to catch up to Rela. So Rela is very much loving life at the top of the timing sheets. And going around Paraguay, he uses his battery very early. So might be where that guy is losing a bit of time. He ran out of battery quite early. It's a 4/10 improvement though, as I say that. So it is going to be a big race to the end, proverbial race to the end. That guy, if he can make it back in time to the pits, he might have time for one more lap. Otherwise, that might be all we see and all that she wrote for the McLaren driver. Got a yellow flag in sector 1 that I believe is Steely coming out. Alex is on a lap now in his Williams. Of course, his teammate flying high. His teammate for the evening in Rela flying high. So we'll see what Alex can do, if there's any communication going on between each side of the garage in that Williams car. And Alex using his battery all the way to the line. It's going to be P4 for Alex. That's a lovely improvement, putting himself into the 18s. Got a bit of cushion. He's put himself ahead of Jack. That will be Alex's last run unless he has enough battery for one more lap. Doesn't look like it though. Rela and Mink about to start a lap, but I believe Padge is up there. Padge is letting people through. So I believe Padge has made an error on his lap. Mink, though, starting his run. We'll see what Mink can do. The Haas getting out the way very, very nicely. Over the curve. Maybe a bit too much curb there for Mink at turn 2. As he goes through the... what is it? It's the... Curva Bisanono, according to racingcircuits.com. Of course, other websites are available. Through Lesmo's 1 and 2. Maybe a bit too much on the curb for Rela. Not Rela, Mink even. Maybe Mink will be having a good time out there. And it's a 10th down on his previous best, actually, so it's not going to be an improvement here for Mink, which will mean he will be starting from a highest of P3. So it's been a very unfortunate. So very unfortunate he's not been able to improve, but it's a great qualifying for Mink, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway, even if everyone improved, he'll still be starting P8. Next up on a lap is going to be... who is it going to be? I believe that guy has just finished a run. It's going to be Padge. He's just invalidated, unfortunately. So Padge will not be able to set a good lap because his battery is just running out completely. So Padge probably will be starting from P8, very unfortunately. Jack coming through turn 2 currently. And then that leaves Lean Show currently on a lap. Padge is retired from this session in the pit lane. Steely has retired in the pit lane as well. That did scare me a bit. So that leaves it now down to Rela, that guy who is not on a lap, and Jack coming through Lesmo 1. And Lean Show is also ahead of them. So Rela now on his lap. Let's see if he can improve his lead. It's an 10th improvement again for Rela. What a lovely lap there from Rela. That guy's invalidated, so he will not be improving. Jack is invalidated as well, so it's only Lean Show that can stop Rela from getting that pole English. P5 for Lean Show. That is a great qualifying there for Lean Show. But Rela gets his first pole position in IIRL in 82. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from the Williams driver tonight. But your rundown for the 82 Italian Grand Prix, it is Rela P1, that guy P2, Mink P3, Alex P4, Lean Show P5, Jack P6, Steely P7, Padge P8, Sungod P9, and Dton P10. What a loved, and I believe that's also, I believe that's Alex's Mink's highest qualifying position as well. So there is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of there. And it is now time we enter the 5-minute break in which the drivers can do whatever they need to. Judging by the weather out there, it looks like it is going to be completely dry for the entire race. The drivers can do whatever they need to do. They can sort their setups, sort their strategies. They can have a drink, go to the toilet, or whatever they need. But speaking of the championship order, as I said, Jack is leading the way in the Drivers' Championship on 193 points going into these final 4 rounds of the season. Steely is P2. He is 19 points back of Jack, so Steely looking to improve his on his gains. Lean Show is P3 on 106 points, so might not be in contention for the championship, but he is still putting a great showing this season to be P3. KMK, who is not racing tonight, is P4, and Dton is P5, so if Dton can score more than 15 points, it is going to be enough to put him into P4 in the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors' Championship, it is Aston Martin that are leading the way on 280 points, and in P2, it is Ferrari, so your team of Steely and Pilska, who is also not racing tonight, so Aston Martin, as long as both drivers finish, will be making gains on Ferrari. There's 70-point gap there as it currently stands, and I tried to do the math earlier. There is more than 70 points available going into these final 3 rounds. Other notable teams looking for improvements. Haas P4. Haas, with a good result against RB, could push himself into P3 in the Drivers' Championship. And also, let me see, yeah, Dton. If Padge with a good finish will put himself above Finsick in the Drivers' Championship. Same with that guy as well. So everyone looking to make improvements here, and there is always going to be room for improvement. Strategy is going into this race weekend. It is going to be probably a mix of 1-stop and 2-stops, but normally you would go with the 1-stop, but you do have to tyre manage quite a bit. Safety car permitting, we've had a safety car in both races this week, so the expected chance of a safety car is about 100%. So when it comes to that, strategy is going to be the key. And when strategy is key, you know it's going to be difficult. And just like most tracks in this world, it is going to be a 1-stop race. Pit window, I'd say between lap 8 and lap 12, without giving too much away. I think that's a fair representation of where the gain is going to be. Some people might try the hard medium, but you do lose out quite a bit of time, so it's definitely not as safe as the medium hard. So in a couple minutes time we will see what the drivers pick. Of course, we will not use the menu provided, the race director provided, because I do not like to. I like to see the suspense dripping off my face, and also see every nick and crevice on my face as well. And we are about to get underway any moment now. Yep, there are the beeps. The beeps are the signal that we are getting underway here. And it is a go for the formation lap here. Rela will be leading the way here, and nobody has gone That was very, very weird. But tyres, as expected, every driver, apart from that guy, is on the medium compounded tyre. So that guy looking to shape things up. Imagine we'll be seeing maybe a bit of struggling, maybe a bit of gap forming between the that guy and the rest of the grid, depending if he can stay with Rela. Of course, DRS will be activated on lap 2. So we'll see if the gaps do form. Of course, if you do not have DRS, you are going to find it very, very difficult to catch up to the car ahead, as shown by Tuesday and Thursday's races. It is the DRS makes up about a second. Possible race strategies, ignore them, because they'll all be doing one stops unless the safety car comes out. So yeah, you don't, and depending on how low the wings are, that could be a big difference in this race as well. I don't think I know. Most of the drivers will be running definitely a 0 rear wing, but any of them could be running anywhere between 0 and probably a 5 front wing, depending how balls to the wall they want to go. So that'll be interesting to see how the DRS battery saving techniques and also how the wing setup affects how this race is going to go, as we got some very interesting lines from Alex and Jack in this start to this race. And of course, turn 1 at Monza always produces absolute chaos, but we are about to get underway. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and Jack's got a drive through. Jack has got a drive through. The lights were held out there for so long, and that has caused Jack to get a drive through. He's gone through to P1, but he will have to. Look, there's a car in the back. What? Right, who was that? That's Leanshaw. He's got into the back of someone. That. And he's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. That is nuts. So Jack has got a drive-through. Leanshaw got on the brake a bit too much and has now got a 10-second time penalty. What is going on? Yes, there's a bit of wing flowing off there. Is there contact with his teammate that has maybe got... What? Well, that's Dton with a bit of front wing gone. And there's a car in the gravel. That's Steely. The two-time championship contenders are having an absolute mare to start this. Steely's left the session. Steely's left the session. He disconnected. He's got no wing. No, we'll do our best to get Steely back in to the session, but what an absolute chaotic start to this race. Jack will probably come to service drive-through. Now he does. That will put him down. Rela will take the lead of this race. He gets ahead of Mink on the start-finish line. Steely has come into the pit lane along... Oh yeah, Jack's in the pit lane as well. But what... But what is going on? Leanshaw has got a 10-second time penalty, as stated. Rela is now leading this race. Mink is in P2. That guy's P4, 3. Dton is not... Wait, Leanshaw's gone corner cutting penalty again. And he lets Dton through. Alex is P6. Mink is being passed by that guy. So that guy using the drag reduction system to his full affection. Dton is now leading this battle for P4. Alex, go on! Oh no! Alex is out of this race! No, and there's a safety car! Oh no! Oh, Alex, no! I don't know who that contact was with, but no. And that safety car, Rela continues on. That guy comes in off his hard compound tyres, so he will probably pit for a set medium. Steely's got to drive through! Oh no! What kind of start to an Italian Grand Prix is this? What start to an Italian Grand Prix is this? Do not go anywhere. Please do not express your TV sets. Rela's still leading the race. Mink is now is in P2. Dton is back up to P3. He's got wing damage. Padge is up to P4. Sun God is up to P5. That guy Jack, Linsho and Steely all pitting. Steely has a drive-through, which he will have to serve. What? We are down to 9 in this race. Absolute. Huh? But now it's down to the great equalizer. Rela, Mink, Dton, Padge, and Sun God haven't pit yet. Dton has wing damage, which wing damage actually around Monza is actually quite decent, because it will give you less drag. But that guy Jack, Linsho, and well, Steely's got a drive through, so Steely is very unfortunate and will have to basically rely on another safety car to come out. Huh? Oh, Dton and Padge come in. So Dton will get his wing replaced, I imagine. Yep, they are getting the wing replacement ready for Dton. He pits for softs, which that's just Dton things. That is very Dton things. Dton pitting for softs. Padge pitting for the hard. So hopefully, depending what allocation they have, will determine what they do to it going to the end of this race. Yeah, and it is all just blown up here in the start of this race. Absolutely just, it's just bonkers. Like, that's the thing, it's just bonkers. Like, how is this the start to our race? Like, it just is so weird to see. And to see that the race has started like this just is absolutely immense. But we have seen definitely stranger things happen. I mean, I have seen Dark Knight's fall as Sun God now comes in to serve his first pit stop. I mean, I don't believe he does have a 3-second time penalty, so I wonder if that can be removed. But Sun God now changing his strategy now. But just what a start to this race. Like, that is just the best way to say it. What a start here. Just no, we are still under safety car conditions here. It is going to be Rela leading us out the way. The safety car might be in at the end of this lap. We will find out in a couple of seconds. It is going to be this lap. It is going to be this lap for the safety car coming in. As the safety car comes down the run towards Parabolica, Rela warming up his tyres very nicely. When will he go? Is he going to go yet? He's Dton still trying to catch up to the back of the safety car. He's not gone yet. He knows that if he goes, there's contact there between Mink and Rela, so maybe a bit slow from Rela. Nothing, no time penalties though, and no wing damage. Rela went very smoothly. It's a very nice restart there. Jack has made his way through past that guy on hards. There's Lean Show trying to go to the inside. That is Jack. There's contact into the rear again. Someone's gone straight on slightly. That guy's fallen down positions, and Dton and Sun God swapping for positions at the back of the grid. Padge is in the grass from Steely. Maybe a bit of contact there. Dton getting past Padge as well. But what? This race is... We're 6 laps in. As Padge goes on for the curb, maybe unsettles his car a bit, allows that guy... Oh, that's Jack, sorry. Jack getting on the curb a bit at the first Lesmo. And on the run down to the Ascari chicane, there is going to be no moves happening. Maybe that's a warning for Lean Show. That guy getting a 3-second time penalty, which puts him very much up at a deficit for the rest of this race if there is another late safety car in this race. Is Steely might be into service drive-through now. It is not yet being served yet for Steely. He wants to stay with the train for as long as possible. Dton going for a move down the inside. It's going to be a slight bit of contact there between the two. Mink getting a 3-second time penalty as well, after looking like maybe Mink falling down the order. What has happened there to Mink? It was a great start to the race for Mink, but he's fallen down to P5. And maybe those old medium compound tyres just not going the best way for him at this current stage of the race. We're a little bit away from the pit window. So here's hoping that when it comes to the pit window that they're able to gain back. Of course, everyone will have to pit again because there is absolutely zero way that these hot compound tyres go to the end of this race. Rela has broken DRS to Lean Show, so Lean Show is going to have to do some jiggery poking to get back into the DRS of Rela. But right now, Rela storming away. Steely comes in to serve his drive-through. As Jack gets past Lean Show, and maybe that guy looking for a move as well, but nothing comes out of it. Mink comes into the pit lane on lap 8 with 19 laps to go in this race. Jack is with the DRS that he got from Lean Show, has been able to catch up 2/10 to Rela. So whilst Rela is leading the way, those medium tyres are seemingly going off more and more every lap. Gap is decreasing, so Rela looking very, very comfortable out there. As Jack will not be able to get back into the DRS this lap, but this train does lead all the way back to Sun God, with a little gap with Padge in between not having DRS, so maybe Sun God will be looking at making a move on the Aston Martin driver going into turn 1. Let's see what happens at the front. Lean show and DRS of Jack, and that guy will have a double toe. As Mink gets another 3-second time penalty going into the Ascaris chain. That guy getting past Lean show and almost going into the back of Jack. It's got a bit deep, which will allow Lean show to maybe have a look back. He's not able to get close enough this time around. With that train all in the Noah's Ark. Jack, in fact, almost getting back into DRS. He is ever so close to Rela's DRS. Rela looking at maybe he's battery saving. So Rela might be having some battery issues, which now has actually allowed Jack to get into his DRS. So maybe that's something tactical. Sun God getting past Padge in the background there, in the battle for P6. Of course, at the end of this race, one driver will finish in P6, the other will finish in P7. Nobody was in fact attempted move there from Dton on Lean show, but not able to get close enough into the braking zone. We'll see if is Dton getting on the battery as fast lap from Mink. That's a great fast lap. Dton on the inside, and there is very lovely racing there with camera angle. It was awful. So we will fire the TV crew again. That camera angle is awful. I don't know why they even tried giving it to me. So Dton very much looking at attacking at Lean show. He doesn't have DRS to that guy, with maybe Rela getting Jack getting DRS from Rela is allowed Lean show to maybe lose out a bit in this race. That is Rela, the leader of this race, coming into the pit lane for his stop in this race. Dton getting past Lean show now with the use of DRS. Lean show may be looking at having a look down the inside, but bit of a shake there from Sun God as well at turn 2 exit on traction. Steely getting past Rela, even though Rela has come out behind Steely, is the proper wording for that. So Rela has pitted for another set of mediums, so maybe predicts that there's going to be another safety car going into this race. So he wants to catch up as quickly as he can. Of course, the tyre difference without DRS is not that great. You can't really gain much from your tyres. You mostly gain from your straight line speed. So Padge and Sun God, whilst fighting it here for P5 and 6, Padge is still within DRS of Sun God and looking at maybe having battery issues of his own. As we'll go to the front of the grid to see that guy, if that guy decides to make a move on Jack. He does not. Bit of smoke in the background, but nothing to be concerned about for now. Rela getting past Steely into on the start-finish straight going into turn 1. And Mink rounding off the grid, but he has pit 4 laps to go, so he is fighting his way back up. That guy is following Jack through the Lesmos. Oh wow, big off the track there for that guy. Of course, Jack doesn't have a 3-second time penalty as of yet. So hopefully he can make it through the entire race without getting one. But that guy is very much pushing him through every single part of this very high-speed track. That guy still, so Mink has got another 3-second time penalty going through the Ascari chicane. Very unfortunate for Mink that he's up to 9 seconds worth of penalties in this race. But Rela setting a great fast lap. I believe that fastest lap is a second faster than Mink's that he set a couple of laps ago. But that guy's still on the back of Jack, maybe trying to save some battery a little bit, maybe trying to play some tacticalities there. Dton has lean show on his rear gearbox, not as close as what Jack and that guy are, but it's still looking very Noah's Ark if they were 1 by 1, not 2 by 2. And as you can see, Padge and SunGod still going round and round this track as well. Padge choosing to stay behind SunGod for now. I don't know if he wants to stay there for the entirety of this race. I don't think that they are going to be looking forward to being like this till the end. Padge not looking at making any moves as of yet. Rela is gaining towards Padge, but is not gaining as much as he would hoped. And Steely's AI pit 12 laps ago, so Steely will have to come in again. So Steely will be hoping for a safety car, I imagine, or some sort of big gain to be able to make his way back into this race and get towards his championship rival Jack, who is leading the way in this race. And as it currently stands, he will be winning the race, even if that guy gets past him because of his 3-second time penalty. In terms of other penalties this race, that guy has 3 seconds, Leanshow has 3 seconds, SunGod has 3 seconds, and Mink also has 3 seconds worth of penalties. Rela now getting 3 seconds. So your pole sitter getting a 3-second time penalty in this race. That is not going to be good for his catch-up. Leanshow getting past Dton, who comes into the pit lane on lap 15 after a very interesting pit stop onto softs earlier in this race. Padge also coming in to the pit stops this lap, which will put Rela up to P5. So Padge looking for an undercut on his race rival for this race in SunGod. As I take a drink of water. But that guy still, as he has been for the last, I think it's 4 laps, that Jack has had that guy on his gearbox, and that guy goes for the move now into the Ascari chicane. He goes off the track. That is a very interesting attempt at a move. A bit shocked that he got it there. SunGod gets another 3-second time penalty, pushing him up to 6 seconds, but Jack will be licking his lips as this, so he will have the drag reduction system going into this. But actually, yeah, that guy I thought was coming into the pit stop. The camera angle did kind of do it a good disservice, but Jack is not have enough battery, and they're going to fight it into turn 1. Jack down the inside, that guy does get stopped in time, and he's going over the curve to have a look at overtaking Jack back. Rela will be up to P4 after Sun God's pit. No, after Lean Show's pit stop. My apologies. Which will push Lean Show down to 8th place. So Padge losing out there. Well, that guy now running back the way they were the original time. With that guy and Jack behind. Sun God running up in P3, but he does have 6 seconds worth of penalties. Rela is catching up very slowly and surely as everyone comes in to make their pit stops. But Rela will have to pit again because he has done a medium, but he has not done the mandatory tyre change. Jack coming into the pit stop, so he activates the undercut. Is it going to be mediums or is it going to be hards for Jack? It's going to be hards, so he's got the safer choice of tyre going to the end of his race. Rela now moves up to P3. We've still got yellow flags out. The yellow flags have been out for a crazy amount of time. Steely also coming to pits as well for a set of mediums. So Steely has mediums to the end of this race. And also Lean Show is just out of DRS of Jack. Though those warm tyres are not being as effective for Lean Show as he would hope, because Jack is using his cold tyres effectively. For now, yeah, it's just out of DRS for Lean Show. He's not able to get into the DRS of Jack yet. Dton is within the DRS of now of Mink. He doesn't have it this lap though, so he will have to wait till lap 18 for his DRS. He will have to wait until now, so we'll see what Dton can do with Mink. If Dton can use his probably 0-0 wings. OG Dton is back for maybe one round only. Going to be a move down the inside to get onto the brakes, a bit of smoke. And it's a lovely move there from Dton up to P4 in this race. If he can catch up to the top 3, then he will be the leader of this race. Of course, Dton has won a race this season. He won in Canada after that crazy end to that race. As Mink goes straight on and over the curb. Not a good second chicane for Mink. No, not what Mink is looking for. It's now allowed Jack into his DRS. And Jack will get past with ease. And Jack will now look at making his way up towards Dton. He's got 1.4 seconds as that guy comes in on lap 18. Sun God is going to continue on. And so is Rela for now. Of course, they will both have to pit, especially Rela. Rela, of course, needs to pit for a set of hards or softs. And Sun God, if he takes those mediums to the end, fair play. That would be the biggest fair play move. There, that guy comes on at the pit lane on the medium compounder tyre, so he will have plenty of pace if he can stay within Lean Show's DRS, and if he can get into Lean Show's DRS, which was huge words, which he has. Steely will go through to P8 in this race. And Rela is he going to look at overtaking Sungod, or will they just go one by one? Jack is within DRS of Dton now as well. So Jack and Dton are probably your two favourites for the race victory because they have no penalties. But that guy is looking quick as well. As apologies, my nose becoming really sniffly. As Sungod comes into the pit lane and will be in for a set of mediums or hards. And go, it's a set of mediums for Sungod. Sungod onto the mediums. Rela, however, still will need to come in. I would imagine we'll see him in this lap. Sungod losing out. I mean, it's words. Losing out 5 seconds to his race rival earlier, which was Sungod. Dton and Jack swapping positions. Maybe one of them went straight on. But Dton now is behind Jack. So with 7 laps left of this race, they will be fighting to the bitter end. As I apologise, the TV crew will need to be fired here because they have not got rid of the caution sector 3, which is absolutely annoying me. Dton gets passed by Jack, and now that guy's Rela comes in for his pit stop, which will be onto the hard compound tyre because the softs will not make it to the end. But that does allow Jack to take the lead of this race. Sungod, Rela will come out behind Sungod. Seeley also coming in for another set of mediums and going to the end of this race. It's been a very unfortunate race for the championship contender, with disconnecting from his car, the pit stops and the safety car, and the drive-through all not working out in his favour. Welcome on in, Demon. I hope you are very, very well, my friend. I hope you are loving life, and thanks for checking in on this lovely 82 race. Jack is leading the way. Dton is currently in P2. Both of these drivers will be fighting it to the end. That guy has 3-second time penalty. Leanshow has 3-second time penalty. Sungod has 6 seconds of time penalties. Rela has 3 seconds of penalties, and Mink has 9 seconds of penalties. As the Dton looking for a move on Jack, and that's not going to work out in his favour. Position changes in this race. Jack is up 5 places. Dton is up 8 places. That guy is down 1. Leanshow is up 1. Padge is up 3. Sungod is up 3. Rela has lost 6 places after starting on pole. Mink was P3 going into this race and is currently running P8, and Steely has lost 2. I am doing very, very well, my friend. It is loving life. I have been in the garden all day, so my life has been very garden related as it currently stands. And we've been trying to renovate my garden, so it's been very tough, very tiring, but it's going to be worth it. Back down to this action as we go on to lap 23 of this Grand Prix. Jack's still leading the way. Is Dton going to get any closer? Is he going to attempt a move. It's gonna have a look at it, and he's gonna back out. Will that allow that guy to have a look? And Dton maybe could have looked at a switch back there, but unfortunately was not close enough. Sun God is on the back of Rela. We'll see if Sun God will have a look. And as I remind you, you please do not adjust your television sets. This is going to be a lovely race to the end between Jack Dton and that guy, even if that guy does have a 3-second time penalty. And if you would like to request an onboard of a driver of your choosing, we do not have a red button, but you can request the drivers on board by using your channel points in the chat, I guess it is. As Dton, is Dton going to look for a move now? He does. Dton is into the lead of this race. Like I said, it's a bit of an unorthodox place to, I believe, to make a move because of the run down to turn 1. There's a bit of dirt flying off the front wing, and Jack going for a move on Dton. Which one of these drivers is going to get DRS? Jack is not going to get DRS here because of where the detection line is. Unless it's still bugged, then yeah, Dton has DRS. So Jack going for a move there didn't feel right to me. Dton will make his way back into the lead of this race. And there's contact between the two. That guy might have a look on the route side. Gap gets shut. Rela gets through on Padge. So Rela is up to P5. But Dton and Jack for the last 3 laps are all going to be going to the end of this race. It's absolutely bonkers out here. I'm sorry to hear that, Demon. So I hope you are doing all right. I hope you are okay. Of course. Yeah. I hope you're all right, my friend. Of course, if you need anything, we'll be there for you. As that was a poor exit from the Ascari. Is now they're going too wide into Parabolica. That guy goes around the outside of Dton. That's a lovely move, but Dton is going to have DRS on that guy. So this decision making here is not the very best here from the leaders of this race. They're allowing Lincho back into the fold as Jack has got through on that guy as well with the use of DRS. Rela sets the fastest lap of this race. And with 2 laps left in this race, could Lincho get a showing at a podium here? So Sun God and Padge still swapping out for positions 6 and 7. Mink is running around in P8. Steely is running P9 after it's been 2 weeks in a row that Steely has got really, really unlucky. And it's been really unfortunate 2 weeks for Steely in IIRL 82. So Steely will hopefully he will need to fight back for the last. Oh no! Dton has got a 3-second time penalty. That changes everything. Jack does not need to risk anything. He will win this race. Dton will win this. Dton, because of that 3-second time penalty, is not within chance of winning this race as it currently stands. If Jack gets a 3-second time penalty, then it is still all to play for. But right now, Jack is going to be the winner of this race. As Demon's saying in the chat, that is a big oopsie for Dton. And for it to come on the penultimate lap of this race as well, it is contact! Contact between the two. Lincho is now in this fight as well. If Jack gets a time penalty, this could be one of the endings for the ages. As that's that guy going to have a look around the inside of the Lesmo. Jack gives enough room. And they're all going at it. That guy is going to have DRS, but they're all going to have TRS over there. It is very messy out here on track. Jack will settle in behind that guy. And going into the final lap of this race, Dton has a 1 second lead to that guy. That guy will have Jack in his DRS, and Linshow will even be looking to get involved and get into a podium paying position. But Linshow will have to overtake that guy to be in for a chance of a podium unless Jack gets a time penalty in this race. As Jack gets through on that guy, and so does Linshow. They're going to go... Linshow has a look down the inside, but he's not going to change anything. He's going to be round the outside. He's going to go for a switchback. There's contact between the two. And Linshow gets pushed off track by Jack. What is going on? What? They're connected in the... What? Dton is going to win this race. That has put Rela back into a podium-paying position. Jack is 3 seconds off Rela, and Rela, as long as Jack doesn't get... They've got damage. Jack has got damage. Linshow has got no front wing. This has just gone from chaos to messy to absolutely pedonculous. But Dton leading the way in this race. Dton is now leading this race even with that 3 second time penalty. That guy now is still going to be P2. Rela is going to be P3. Jack is losing way too much time to have a chance at a podium. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. My mouth is getting very dry. But Dton is going to win the Italian Grand Prix. That guy is going to be P2. Rela will cross the line P3. Jack is going to cross the line P4. Linshow is going to cross the line P5. Sungod will cross the line P6, but Padge will go up 2 positions to P5. Mink will be P8, and Steely will very unfortunately be getting P9. So it's been another difficult week for Steely in his fight for the championship with Jack. But what an absolute chaos. And as Dton has said, he's completed the last to first challenge, which I genuinely completely forgot about in all the chaos of this race. But Dton, you absolute superstar. You've done it again, Dton. It's his 2nd race win of the season and 3rd race win in IIRL. I think it's 3. Dton, if I've got that wrong, I apologise. But Dton is your race winner in front of the Tifosi. It's as close as you can get to an Italian team without being Ferrari. But that contact between Linshow and Jack changed the trajectory of that race. And I have been black screen, so I can't tell you the order, but I will go back in my little screen, and your finishers for the Italian Grand Prix are Dton P1, that guy P2, Rela P3, Jack P4, Padge P5, Linshow P6, Sungol P7, and Mink P8, and Steely P9. How is it both wins this season came with 3 second penalties? Absolutely not a clue. But Dton, you deserve it. You were flying, and until you got that 3 second time penalty, everything was going your way. Other than the fact that Jack was there with you, and as one of your stewards for AT2, I do believe that there might be a steward report there, but we will have to wait and see. But honestly, fair play to your top 3, that of Dton, that guy, and Rela. Even with the 3 second time penalties, they still produced a lovely race. And unfortunate with Alex getting that contact earlier in the race, which definitely set it up for a very chaotic ending. but that was a lovely race for me to watch. And honestly, I say that 82 makes me speechless. 82 genuinely makes me speechless every week. And you just don't know how to describe it. But unfortunately for Steely, Jack does extend his championship lead on him as it currently stands. Championship is not able to be decided yet, but we could potentially see it decided next week or in Belgium in the penultimate round of the season. So when we come round to those tracks, we will just absolute. Yeah, Demon, you joined at the right time, my friend. That you joined at the perfect time to see what an absolute end to that race that we always get here in 82, and the fact that 82 just delivers every week now, and it always has. Even when I was racing in 82 before I got quick, 82 has always delivered. And when Willow comes back next week to stream with me, we are going to be absolutely enjoying life. Of course, next week is the Belgian Grand Prix. No, it's not. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. My apologies. Next week is Japan. So we go back to Suzuka in these last three voted for tracks from our community. Your Tuesday race will be hosted by Alex and David. I believe it might. I believe Smaller Smiley is also coming back this week as well, so there is potentiality he might be streaming on Tuesday. I can't remember. There's one race that David is missing, but I can't remember which one it is. No, I think it might be Tuesday. So your Tuesday race might be hosted by Alex and Smaller Smiley, which would be good to have him back in the commentary box and hopefully back out on track as soon as possible. Your Thursday race will be hosted by Smaller Smiley and Alex as well, I believe, unless David takes over. It'll be hosted of two out of those three. And as I said, myself and Willow will be back next week. We'll be back doing our duoing of the 82 as we wind down towards the end of this season. If you like what you see in if you liked what you saw in the races and you would like to take part, please let us know. We can get you an invite to our Discord at your earliest available convenience, and you can also get in on the races. And if you're also interested in no assist, or if you are quick enough for 81, you can also race in there as well. But otherwise, I will be back next week with Willow at 7:30 p.m. In fact, I could stand corrected. There might be the potentiality that next week's race gets moved an hour earlier because the real life Canadian Grand Prix is on at 9 o'clock. Oh yeah. Demon, I completely forgot about that. That is a blast from the past, but there is a potentiality that the 82 race next week in Japan will be moved an hour earlier because of the real life Canadian Grand Prix. We will get the information out to you as soon as we can when it has been decided what is happening there. But please come back on Tuesday for the No Resist race, and me and Willow will be back next week. Thank you for joining. I will be going to decide driver of the day. Goodbye!